$1 million in cash. This is the journey. Let me ask you something. How many of you want to be rich? I mean really rich, living the life that you dream of on your terms, not answering to anyone, not worrying about the bills, not stressing about the future. How many of you have that burning desire deep inside, like to live the kind of life that the world looks at and says, that guy has it figured out? Well, you're not alone. Whether you're 15 or you're 34 or 44, every one of us has dreamed of financial freedom at some point. The problem, however, is that very few of us are willing to do what it actually takes to get there. Now, today, we're talking about why success might be suffocating you. The reason so many high achievers feel overwhelmed is because they're not taking the time to breathe. You might have a thriving career, a packed schedule, and tons of opportunities. But how do you actually find peace and balance in the midst of all of that chaos? This is the paradox, and it is one of the hardest things to grasp when you're constantly chasing success. But the good news is there is a right answer. I've studied countless successful people, from CEOs to creatives, and they all do one thing that sets them apart. And it is not about working harder or hustling more. This hidden power has helped people to stay grounded, calm, and focused, no matter how much chaos surrounds them. So in this episode, I'm going to break it all down. This is the simple yet powerful method for breathing through life's chaos and still finding success. By the way, I'm John. I've helped some high achievers find peace in the hustle. And this practice is what made all the difference for me and for them. All right, let's do this. I want to take you on a journey towards $1 million in cash. Not just the idea of it, not the dream of it, but the real path that leads there. The truth about building wealth, about reaching the kind of financial success that most people only talk about, but never actually achieve. So here's the catch. This journey won't be easy. It won't be pretty. But I will tell you one thing. If you are willing to do what it takes, if you're willing to commit to the grind, if you're willing to pay the price, then that $1 million can become a reality. This isn't some fairy tale. This is real. $1 million in cash is possible, but only if you're ready to take on the journey with everything that you've got. Now, let's face it. Most of us are conditioned to think that wealth is something other people have. You know, the ones that you see on Instagram, or those guys with very fancy cars, designer clothes. We look at them and think, how did they get there? Or what is their career exactly? Here's the hard truth. There's no secret. There's no magic formula. There's no overnight success. The millionaires that you see didn't get there by accident. They didn't get there by wishing or hoping for a lucky break. They got there by doing whatever it took to reach their goals. See, the difference between those who make it and those who don't is the level of commitment and effort that they put in. They sacrifice, they grind, they put in the time, whether it's learning or hustling, even failing many times. And that's what you have to understand. If you want to reach $1 million in cash, you have to be ready to do the work. Building wealth isn't about chasing a paycheck or getting rich quickly. Many people have learned this. It's about consistent effort. It's about smart choices. And it is about the resilience in the face of adversity. If you're looking for an easy road, you'll never get there. The road to wealth is hard and long, but it's worth it. So before we dive into how to get to the $1 million mark, let's address some common misconception. The idea that $1 million is out of reach. Now, for many people, $1 million sounds like an unattainable goal. That's for the elite, they say. I'll never make that kind of money is what they say. But I want you to challenge that mindset. Let's break it down for you. $1 million isn't some mystical number. It's just a sum of money. It's not a matter of luck or destiny. It's a sum of money, and there's other sums of money. This is just one of them. It is a result of a series of right decisions and hard work over time. If you can learn to make good decisions, work smarter, stay consistent, $1 million is not only possible, it's inevitable. Think of it like this. If you save $10,000 a year in just 100 years, you'd have $1 million. Now, no one wants to wait 100 years, right? Okay. But the point is, you don't need a fortune to get to $1 million. You just need a plan. Here's where most people go and get stuck. They don't have a plan. They don't know what steps to take or how to start. But the first step towards your 1 million in cash is knowing where you are going and how to get there. Let's break this down. First things first. To build wealth, you need a winning mindset. This is where most people fail. They have the dream, but they don't have the mentality to back it up. When things get tough, because they will, they end up quitting. But if you're serious about your $1 million goal, you need to adopt the mentality, whatever it takes. You see, most people want things to be easy. They want the rewards without the struggle. But the truth is, the road to 1 million won't be easy, and you will be tested. We're talking your first million here, of course. There will be days when you feel like giving up. There will be times when you don't know how you're going to make it to the next step. But that is when you are going to decide, are you willing to do what it takes? This is the moment where your journey will either continue or it will come to an end. When you hit that wall, are you going to keep going or are you going to turn back? When you fail, and you will fail, are you going to quit or are you going to get back up stronger? When the path is unclear, are you going to push forward with confidence? I can't tell you how many times I've seen guys my age who had the potential to reach their goals, but when the grind got real, they dropped off. They gave up. They gave up on their dreams because they just simply weren't willing to pay the price. They didn't want to put in the work. Maybe they had it too easy for them. Maybe they didn't feel like they had their back up against the wall. But let me tell you something. If you're not willing to put in the effort, someone else is. And that someone else will be the one who sees their dreams become a reality. So here's my question for you. Are you ready to do what it takes? Now that you've got that mindset down, let's talk about how to actually make that $1 million journey a reality. It's time to get practical. If you want 1 million in cash, you need a plan. The first thing that you need to understand is that there are many paths to $1 million, and most of them start with investing in yourself. You can't get to $1 million by playing it safe. This is if you're starting from scratch. You have to take risks, learn new skills, develop a mindset that is constantly seeking growth. So number one, develop high income skills. To get to $1 million, you need to earn at least 6 figures annually. That means developing a skill that commands high income. You don't need to be born into money. You just need to learn a skill that people will pay for. Whether it's tech, marketing, sales, consulting, creating your own business, a high income skill will allow you to earn money at a pace that you can't get without. You can't get to your goal without. Number 2, start a business or side hustle. Starting your own business is one of the most direct ways to build wealth. Yes, it's risky. Yes, it's hard. But if you're committed to the journey, this is the kind of opportunity that can lead to financial freedom. So start small, but start, and start now. Learn about e-commerce, real estate, online businesses. There's so much stuff online now. Whatever it is, just start. The most successful entrepreneurs didn't wait for the perfect time. They just started and adapted along the way. That is a super important point. You need to just start. Invest wisely. Number 3, don't become a millionaire simply saving money in a bank account. You need to invest in assets that appreciate over time, whether that's real estate or your own business or other endeavors. One of the most powerful things that you can do is start by investing early. There's some aspects of stock market that some people will do. It's a little bit over time, a little bit. Over time, things compound, and the earlier that you start, the more time your money has to grow. Number 4, live below your means. This is one of the most overlooked factors when it comes to building wealth. The key to accumulating wealth is not just earning money. It's saving and investing. It's a combination. You're not going to get to $1 million if you're blowing every paycheck on cars, clothes, nights out. Control your spending. Cut out unnecessary expenses and put that money towards your goals. Number 5, persistence and staying the course. Building wealth isn't going to happen overnight. It's going to take years, but let me tell you something. If you commit to staying the course, you will reach that $1 million in cash. The journey is long. It's going to require you to take some risks, make some sacrifices, and stay committed even when things get tough. But if you're willing to endure, willing to keep your eye on the prize, and willing to do whatever it takes, that $1 million is yours. My friends, the road to $1 million in cash isn't for the faint of heart. It is going to take everything that you've got, but I promise you, if you stay focused, if you stay disciplined, if you're willing to do whatever it takes, that money will come. The question isn't whether it's possible. The question again is, are you willing to do whatever it takes to get there? Peace out.